Brave men and women who gave their lives to protect their country. Today, Wink News spoke with veterans who told us exactly how much it means to remember the people they served with who are no longer here with us today. We'll bring you all of that and more from Veterans Day today on Wink News at 4. But first, we have some weather to talk about that will impact the long weekend. Hello, I'm Emma Heaton in for Amanda Hall.
And I'm Russ McCaskey. Glad you're with us. Wink News meteorologist Greg Rule joins us. And Greg, we do have some rain right now.
Yeah, we got some rain right now. We got an extended holiday weekend, so no pressure from the weather guy whatsoever. But this is exactly what we were anticipating this time of the afternoon, especially the interstate and inland is where we're seeing some storms. And I expect this weather pattern to continue over the weekend. You guys have plans this upcoming weekend? Outdoor plans?
Yeah, definitely going to be outdoors.
Traveling?
Wish me luck.
Yeah, wish you luck. So earlier the better for your outdoor plans. And then after about 1 to 2 p.m., we're going to have to keep our eyes to the sky. Typical rainy type season weather pattern. So let's get right to it for our Memorial Day planner. This is what we can expect for your Memorial Day as you start out early in the morning, basically calm and quiet in the mid-70s. We hit the lower 90s Monday afternoon for Memorial Day. That's when I expect storms to slowly begin to bubble up. And then between around 5, 6, and 7, it is game on with scattered showers and thunderstorms under a mix of partly to mostly cloudy skies and highs in the upper 80s. Speaking about scattered showers and storms, well, Wink Doppler 3X radar doing a fantastic picking up on those right now. Heads up in and around Immokalee, residents in and around there, you all have been getting some moderate to heavy rain over the last 30 to 45 minutes. It does appear this is trying to slowly become a bit more disorganized, but you all are getting and receiving some very beneficial rainfall there. Also, right on top of the alley in the intersection of State Road 29, currently dealing with an isolated shower and thunderstorm. All of this activity will get pushed east and inland over the next couple of hours, and this is where I expect a chance for some strong to potentially severe thunderstorms to develop by around 10 and 11 p.m. Things will gradually go calm and quiet, but coming up in a couple minutes, I'll break down your exact hour-by-hour forecast of what you can expect for your upcoming holiday weekend.
All right, Greg, thanks. Now to the latest on a death that hits close to home for so many in our community. Here on Wink News at 4, we broke the news to you first that this man, a firefighter, Mike McCarty, died in a fire in his home. The San Carlos Park house fire was caught on camera by neighbors as they watched flames explode from the home and smoke filled the sky. Well, today our crews are back out at that home working to get answers to your questions about this tragic scene. Wink News reporter Amy Gallo joins us now live. Amy, you've tried talking to the fire departments, but they are still very shaken up about what happened there.
They definitely are, and we're also still working to get updates as to what actually happened here. And the only update today is that there is no update. Both the Lee County Sheriff's Office and the State Fire Marshal are still looking into what happened here. A spokesperson with the Sheriff's Office tells me their major crimes unit is leading the death investigation aspect of this case, while the State Fire Marshal handles the investigation into what actually caused the fire. The District 21 Medical Examiner's Office is also on this case. It's still an active investigation, which means there's no more to share at this time. What we know from neighbors is they heard an explosion followed by large flames that overtook the home.
My first thought was, oh my God, is it World War III? Because it was like a bomb going off. And then I wondered if a plane had fallen.
I'd never heard nothing like it before. I was probably out here within 30, 45 seconds, and the whole house was just the garage was on fire. The garage door was missing. Within 3 or 4 minutes, the entire house was engulfed.
The South Trail Fire District released a statement yesterday calling Mike a valued member of their family, as well as a man who dedicated his life to serving others. And throughout the day today, I've spoken to people who worked with Mike. None of them were comfortable enough quite yet to go on camera, but they all echoed one similar thought, that this is a man who will be dearly missed. I'm live in San Carlos Park. Amy Gallo, Wink News.
Amy, thanks. Just into the Wink newsroom. The city of Naples has filed for an emergency stay of that preliminary injunction that would allow the Naples Pride Fest drag show to be held outdoors. The filing also wants to reinstate age restrictions, which would prevent children from attending. Naples leaders argue that restrictions are necessary for security and public safety. The emergency filing is seeking a ruling by Thursday, May 29th. That would give them time to appeal to a higher court if the ruling goes against them. We're following the story for you, and we will update you once we get a word of that ruling.
Our Wink Investigates team has new details on the man accused of sending two communities into chaos in less than 24 hours. Earlier this week, Wink News brought you complete team coverage of the two federal investigations that went on. First on Palm Tree Lane in Fort Myers Monday. Then the next morning, Wink worked with investigators to find out another scene on Harbor Drive in North Fort Myers was connected to the first, complete with deputies, FBI, and ATF agents. Our Wink Investigates team was first to learn the person in custody was this man, Jesse Korf, someone familiar to federal agents. And since then, Wink Investigates reporter Olivia Jean has been waiting for Korf to appear in court. That happened today, and Olivia was the only reporter in the courtroom. So what took him so long to get in front of a judge, Olivia?
Well, Emma, I learned today that Tuesday and Wednesday's court hearings were canceled due to drug withdrawals and seizures that landed Jesse Korf in the hospital. He was deemed medically unable to attend court. I learned in court he has tested positive for fentanyl and meth multiple times the past few months while on supervised probation. Now, back in 2014, he was arrested and it led to a 9-year federal prison sentence. These are the two scenes Korf is involved in that put him back in federal court. One scene is where he was arrested after what an officer called a hostage situation. The other, his home where deputies were searching for bomb-like materials. In the courtroom, he was chained at the hands and legs and was visibly distressed and crying. Today, he had two hearings, one for a violation of probation and one for a new criminal complaint, both involving drugs and firearms. The judge deemed Korf competent to proceed with the hearings. Prosecutors argued that the man is at serious risk of flight and a danger to the community, requesting no bond. Korf waived his right to a bond hearing, meaning he will not contest the bond decision. Korf remains in custody with the U.S. Marshals and is scheduled to return for a preliminary hearings on June 6. He's charged with illegally possessing firearms as a convicted felon, which means he's facing up to 15 years in federal prison. Back to you.
All right, Olivia, thanks. Now to one of our other top stories today. Human bones dug up at a Collier County construction site. Forensic teams, sheriff's deputies, and crime scene units were on Daniels Road in Collier County today. The Collier County Sheriff's Office says an irrigation team uncovered the bones while digging a trench. That happened on Thursday morning. The bones have since been moved to the medical examiner who is working to learn first the sex of the person that they belong to. The Sheriff's Office tells us that once they have that answered, DNA will be collected and put into the national and local databases to try to find a match.
The man accused of stomping on the head of a teenager has been caught. He made his first appearance in court today. The Lee County Sheriff's Office spent the last month looking for this man, 19-year-old Jorge Garza. Garza is accused of chasing down and stomping on 13-year-old Julian Torres's head at the Millennium Apartments in Lee County. It was all caught on video, but we want to warn you, this video can be hard to watch. You see Garza here stomping on Torres's head multiple times. Then he stops and walks away, but continues to scream at Torres as Torres runs away. It happened after Torres and his friend were playing with Play-Doh, which they say accidentally hit Garza's car as he drove by. Garza now faces 2 counts of child abuse without great bodily harm. This is when Garza made his first court appearance. Garza's bond was set at $20,000 and is ordered not to have any contact with the victims. Garza has since bonded out of jail.
Now, only on Wink News, a city council person is speaking out about calls to remove the Cape Coral mayor, John Gunther. Wink News was first to tell you that a group of voters has started a process of a recall election. Now, the councilman, Bill Stanky, is talking exclusively with Wink News anchor Claire Galt.
He came to the mayor's defense. Councilman Bill Stanky said if voters are mad, they should be mad at the whole council, not just the mayor. John Gunter's vote counts no more than any other member.
The petition, anyone's allowed to do it, and so I would never want to stop someone from taking advantage of it. But I, for one, would be one that has not experienced anything that would cause that action to be successful. I think that the allegations are unfounded, but from my experience in working with the mayor over the last 2.5 years, he's an objective, caring leader. He has represented the city well across the state.
The people behind the petition say council has not done its duty for years now. They're mad about the construction of JC Park, irrigation and water issues, to name a few. For years now, we have seen council meetings grow explosive. I asked Steinke about that.
I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, for people that are passionate about the city that they live in. We're a city under construction. When we're only 55% built out, there's a long way to go before our city is going to be in a position where it is just managed. It actually has to be built. And there's growing pains. When you build anything, there's growing pains that aren't felt by other cities because they're mature.
Still, the people behind this recall process are moving forward. While it is possible to remove the mayor, it is incredibly complicated and it's a difficult process. Most attempts in the state have failed. We'll keep you updated on how this progresses. Back to you.
All right, Claire, thanks. Well, day in and day out, officers with ICE fugitive operations travel the roads of Broward and Dade counties searching for fugitives. And no, they're not raids, but rather an operation strictly targeting fugitives.
Just recently, reporter Lauren Pastrana from our sister station in Miami rode along with ICE as they carried out a fugitive operation.
He's a foreign fugitive wanted for double murder out of Venezuela. The other male, the friend that was helping with the car issues, we're going to try to arrest him too. We're going to try to get a 2-for-1. Anything else? All right, let's roll out.
And with that, these officers gear up and hit the road. ICE Assistant Field Office Director Mitchell Diaz says they're simply doing what they've always done.
This is what we do every day. There's no change from this current administration or the prior administration or any other administration beforehand.
What do you think is the biggest misconception about what ICE does?
It's just not random. It's just not that they're going out in the streets and picking up just any individual. Most of the enforcement action is targeted. We know who we want and who we're going after. It's long-term investigations that we do.
Today, their investigation led them to this apartment building in Broward.
Looks like the target is going to the passenger door.
Prior surveillance suggested the target would head to work around 1 p.m. By 1:50, they had their guy. ICE asked us not to report his name or show his face as the case is still pending, but they tell us this man in his late 20s is wanted for 2 counts of first-degree murder, organized crime, and aggravated assault in his home country of Venezuela.
So after about almost 2 hours of waiting for the target to come outside, the entire arrest happened in just under 10 minutes. Do you get nervous going out on these each day because you never know what will meet you on the other side?
Yes, I mean there is always a nerve, officer safety aspect of it. This is like every law enforcement agency. These are brave men that are going out every day to ensure that not only national security but the community and the public is safe from these individuals.
ICE recently touted the arrest of more than 1,100 undocumented immigrants in just 1 week in Florida with Operation Tidal Wave.
Back-to-back champs take to the streets. ECS softball state champs once again, where the community celebrates their success.
Memorial Day is the unofficial start of summer, and AutoNation Toyota is celebrating with savings all month long. Drive a new Tacoma for $279 a month.
Speculation and meet a local grad raking in the scholarships, $1 million worth tonight at 10. Okay. All right, and now 3, 2, 1. Tonight at 10, is IKEA really coming to Lee County? 3, 2. You just want me to read through it and okay for time. All right, go back. All right, and now 3, 2, 1. Tonight at 10, is IKEA really coming to Lee County? What Wink News just found out after a wild week of Gulf Coast speculation. And meet a local grad raking in the scholarships, $1 million worth tonight at 10. I can go faster. Yeah. I'll give you another one a little faster. Okay. And now, 3, 2, 1. Tonight at 10, is IKEA really coming to Lee County? What Wink News just found out after a wild week of Gulf Coast speculation. And meet the local grad raking in the scholarships, $1 million worth, tonight at 10. All right, in now, 3, 2, 1. The local grad raking in $1 million worth of scholarships at 10. And one more, 3, 2, 1. Why you don't say Happy Memorial Day at 10.
Great, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Consultation.
I feel really chained by my smoking, but I still can't seem to stop. My grandma used to always discourage me from smoking. She would always say, I don't want you to be addicted like I am. She was diagnosed with COPD. That's when she said, quit smoking. You have to quit smoking. Do it for me. But I'm addicted to cigarettes. And that's why I feel so guilty about smoking. I really need to quit.
Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com to find free resources to help you quit your way.
Eldorado Furniture's Memorial Day sale is going on now. Transform your space with furniture styles you love, big savings, and
Well, it's Friday evening in Southwest Florida, and our extended 3-day holiday weekend is upon us. And what can you expect weather-wise? Well, you can expect dry, muggy, mild starts each and every morning as temperatures stay steady in the low to mid-70s, and then hot, humid afternoons with daily rounds of scattered showers and storms. 94, 93 degrees expected for both your tomorrow, your Sunday, and into Monday. I expect dry conditions to start, and then after that magic time frame 2, 3, and 4, this is what I expect during the upcoming weekend. So as of right now, Wink Doppler currently highlighting scattered showers and thunderstorms in Southwest Florida. Basically about 95% of the activity is currently in central and northern Collier County, from essentially Immokalee south through Ave Maria and right on top of sections of Alligator Alley and the intersection of State Road 29. This has kind of been almost nearly stationary for about the last 45 minutes to an hour, so I wouldn't even rule out a couple of ponding areas in some low-lying regions of Alligator Alley. And then we blow things up once again, essentially all of Lee, Charlotte County, the majority of DeSoto and Highlands, maybe 1 or 2 light little showers. But check out the East Coast. They are getting slammed right now. That's all thanks to the Gulf and the Atlantic sea breeze colliding right in this general area. You're seeing 1 severe, 2 severe, 3 severe storms. They've had reports of hail. Small dime to nickel-sized hail across the East Coast, and that's exactly what we saw in this general region yesterday afternoon. And you know what? I can't rule out round number 2 within the next couple of hours as our forecast models continue to highlight the opportunity for some of these storms to go either strong to potentially severe. But notice they remain well east and inland of 75, hugging closer to the west coast of Lake Okeechobee. So if you are in most of our populated areas from Port Charlotte, Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Bonita Springs, south through Marco, I think you're good to go. In our inland zones for the towns of LaBelle, Lake Placid, Sebring, Ave Maria, Immokalee, you all will certainly have an opportunity for some strong to potentially severe thunderstorms, which is why we're still dealing with a level 1 out of 5 risk for the remainder of your Friday evening. Lovely looking shot downtown Fort Myers right now. We're calm and we're quiet. We are hot. Scattered storms inland, clouds and sunshine elsewhere, with temperatures remaining steady in the mid to upper 80s for your Friday evening. Outside right now, Mother Nature's like, yeah, it's 415, 420, mid 90s. I actually saw 97 degrees out at Page Field. Now it was, 97 degrees, but it has to remain a constant steady temperature for about 3 to 5 minutes to be an actual observed temperature. So we'll see if that 97 potentially may even go down in the books for our record heat this afternoon. 97, yeah, that's pretty hot for mid-May. Then you factor in dew points in the low to mid 70s. Those outside feel like numbers right now, topping out in the low triple digits. So obviously, if you're playing and or working outside this evening, seek some shade and stay hydrated. Typical rainy season weather pattern where I'm expecting dry mornings and wet afternoon and evening conditions, and each and every day over the next 5 to 7, there will be a good chance for some of those scattered showers and thunderstorms. So let's start for the upcoming weekend on your Sunday. We start dry Sunday morning, rounds of afternoon and evening storms. Monday morning for Memorial Day, we are dry, and then after about 3, 4, and 5, scattered showers and thunderstorms. I think you get kind of the gist of the story that I'm trying to tell here. We will start dry in the morning and then scattered showers and thunderstorms each and every afternoon, starting mild in the morning as temperatures bottom in the mid-70s, afternoon highs hitting the lower to mid-90s. We've got a 50% chance tomorrow, a 60% chance both Sunday and into Monday for Memorial Day, and then rain opportunities remain elevated Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and beyond as our rainy type season weather pattern has worked its way into Southwest Florida.
Hi, Greg, thanks. The Evangelical Christian School softball team is fresh off of its second straight state championship.
This morning, the school celebrated the title team with a parade. Wing Sports reporter Sylvie Sparks has the sights and sounds.
Here comes your back-to-back state champion!
Cheers erupted from the halls of Evangelical Christian School as the softball team made its way through the student body.
It was so awesome. This morning, walking through, I got to, high five a bunch of 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds, and they were just cheering. I was excited for them, and, to share this with the entire school, and, a school that's building, a school that's, doing a really good job in their athletics, and, I'm just happy to be part of that.
All the excitement was in celebration of the Sentinels winning their second straight state championship.
It's really awesome, just coming out again, not with the same group as last year, but showing everybody that we can do it again this year.
This year's title game was much different than last season's that ended 1-0 on a walk-off. This time around, the Sentinels bested Geneva 17-14 in a back-and-forth slugfest.
In the moment, I didn't really feel a nervous spot in my body. I knew that our team was capable. I knew that we would do it one way or another.
Head coach Johnny Mineta echoed that as the lead exchanged hands during the game, he didn't doubt his team for a second.
We hold the rope for each other. When one person might be falling, somebody picks them up and picks up their rope and carries them.
As they celebrated their repeat victory with their classmates, the Sentinels proved that at ECS, no one wins alone. Sylvie Sparks, Wink Sports.
I think that's an awesome celebration they had. They were able to go right down the hallways and everyone cheering. That's
so
fun.
Exciting. Not a frowny face in the room.
No.
Everyone's so excited.
Everybody's enjoying that.
Yep.
All right, well, President Trump has his sights set on the EU when it comes to aggressive tariffs. In a post, he threatens 50% tariffs on goods from the European Union. How the EU's reacting.
At the same time, the president is telling Apple it will face a 25% tariff if its iPhones aren't made in the U.S.
Find love at first sit at Haverty's Memorial Day sale.
Let's do it.
Live CBS Memorial Day. Celebrate your favorite music at the American Music Awards. Nominees include Benson Boone, Billie Eilish, Bruno Mars, Chappell Roan, Hozier, Kendrick Lamar, Lady Gaga, Morgan Wallen, Post Malone, Sabrina Carpenter, Shabuzi, SZA, Taylor Swift, and Zach Bryan. Go to voteamas.com and cast your vote for the American Music Awards, hosted by Jennifer Lopez, live CBS Memorial Day Monday, and streaming on Paramount Plus.
I may be man's best friend, but me and best man have a more complicated relationship. They don't call me chaos for nothing. Oopsie. Good thing Best Home Services has the best case scenario for AC issues. Quick service from trusted licensed HVAC technicians and have more than 9,000 positive reviews to prove it. Best Home Services. You can't get better than best.
Wake up to luxury and exceptional savings during the Bears Memorial Day mattress sale. Save up to $925 on premium mattress sets from the most trusted names in sleep, like Serta Perfect Sleeper, Stearns & Foster, Tempur-Pedic, iComfort, Kingstown, Tommy Bahama Mattress, and Beauty Rest Black. Plus, get a $300 MasterCard gift card with purchase of select mattress sets. Sleep better, save bigger. Only at the Memorial Day mattress sale at Bears.
Meet a doctor who connects all the dots. Oftentimes, people with low back pain, knee pain, or hip pain don't even recognize that it's actually coming from their feet.
Their feet?
For real? Absolutely, 100%. It can have a domino effect because their foot and their ankle aren't supported properly. Their whole body is out of whack.
Getting back into whack? Good Feet arch supports could help.
Keeping your body in good alignment, that can go a long way.
See what we can do for you with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Okay, y'all, we got 10 orders coming in.
Starting a business is never easy, but starting at 8 months pregnant, that's a different story. I couldn't slow down. We were starting a business from the ground up. People were showing up left and right, and so did our business needs. The Chase e-card made it easy. When you go for something big like this, your kids see that, and they believe they can do the same.
Earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase with the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card from Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours.
The mattress mission continues.
Save the best for last.
Taking a look at the stock market today, a lot of talk about tariffs in the EU and tariffs against Apple, and did not sit very well with investors as the Dow dropped some 256 points today. The Dow now sits at 41,603.
President Donald Trump threatens the European Union with a 50% tariff on all goods. The president posted on social media this morning saying it's because trade negotiations are not progressing. He also recommends the 50% tariff go into effect June 1st. The European Commission has yet to respond. Europe's 3 major stock market indexes tanked after Trump's announcement.
President Trump also has a message for Apple, making iPhones in the U.S. or face up to a 25% tariff. A financial report says that Apple's finalizing plans for an Apple production center in India. The site cost $1.5 billion last week. President Trump said he was unhappy with the CEO's plans to make iPhones overseas. Apple shares have plummeted about 3% since. That's equal to about $100 billion for the tech company. There's more at 4. It has been 5 years since the United States was turned upside down by the George Floyd murder. What has changed since then?
Crooks are now using AI voices to take your money. How you can sift through the scheme.
And this weekend will be spent with family. Today, we meet the people who will be spending it remembering their brothers and sisters who paid the ultimate price. That's next.
Today.
This man right here, this cocky, crazy-eyed boy. Me? Your crazy eyes. I mean, look at your friggin' eyes, Matt. They're like la 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 la. He said I'm so liked around the house. What? Oh yeah, I'm a people pleaser, and I'm that to a fault. I really just want to have fun with you guys, except for you. Don't talk to me. See what everyone will be whispering about this summer when Big Brother returns July 10th on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
A truck weighs 20 times more than a typical car. At Fair & Farah, we have a whole department that handles nothing but trucking cases. If you get involved with a lawyer who doesn't really understand handling a trucking accident, you're going to get run over by the other side.
Opioid overdoses kill more than 130 people a day in the U.S. alone. Addiction can occur in as little as 5 days. Talk to your doctor or dentist to see what's right for you and if there are alternative treatments, because it only takes a little to lose a lot. Visit cfbhn.org for more information.
This Memorial holiday, transform your sleep at City Mattress. Save on top brands. Plus, get a $99 adjustable base with any mattress.
There were 2 guys. Both guys drove to work. Neither guy wore their seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. Both
Both guys drove home from work. One guy wore his seatbelt, one guy didn't. One guy made it home. One guy didn't.
Covering Southwest Florida, the team that's first, fair, everywhere. This is Wink News at 4.
As many of us will spend this Memorial Day weekend with friends and family, it's important to pause and reflect on the true meaning of this holiday. For one local veteran, the memories of war and the brothers he lost remain close to his heart. Hello, I'm Russ McCaskey.
I'm Emma Heaton, and for Amanda Hall, Wink News reporter Bridget Berchowski is live from the Vietnam Wall in Lashley Park. Bridget, what did the veterans share with you about why this day still means so much?
Emma, Russ, I met up with veteran John Sanderson at the VFW in Northport. He told me he was deployed to Vietnam in 1966 with 38 men. But by the end of that year, only 3 came back. Now, almost every Memorial Day, he comes out to this wall to not only honor their names, but their sacrifice. Sanderson was shipped out with the 4th Infantry Division. He spent a year in the Central Highlands of Vietnam, facing losses that still stay with him today. Now a decorated veteran with multiple Bronze Stars, he keeps a memory of those who didn't make it back.
It's been quite a while. It's been over 50 years now. But you never get over the fact losing that friends. And I've got a book with all the guys that had not made it home from my platoon.
For Sanderson, Memorial Day isn't just a tradition, it's a duty, a way to keep their legacy alive.
Memorial Day is an important day. I go to the wall. It's very important that we keep this type of a holiday, Memorial Day, to remember the guys that didn't come back.
Sanderson told me he plans to attend a Memorial Day service in Northport this year, and that even though he can't always make it to the National Wall, he comes to this one right here to reflect. Live in Lashley Park, Bridget Berchowski, Wink News.
Yeah, that means a lot to him. All right, Bridget, thanks. All right, this is a wild one. Charlotte County deputies searched, found, and arrested the man accused of stealing boats and motors at the Minnesota Key Resort. Now, deputies say that Tristan Royer was a suspect in at least 6 cases in Inglewood. And get this, authorities say that he used another person's credit card to buy other items. Well, shortly after 2 a.m. Tuesday, a deputy saw Royer pushing a john boat in the water, which they believe he stole. The deputy gave several commands for Royer to stop. He ignored those orders. What'd he do? He goes in the water. He can't hide for for very long because the helicopter found him, and then on board, a canine crept through a window to search for him. Watch what happened.
Hey, come on out. Yep, come on out. Come on out.
Come out now.
Out, I'm gonna send the dog. Come out now, send the dog. Come out now. Grab him.
And you saw Royer come out in his underwear, put his hands behind his back, and it isn't his first run-in with the Charlotte County deputies. He was also the suspect in a vessel theft in July of 2022, which he sped off from law enforcement and led multiple agencies on a chase through both Sarasota and Charlotte County waterways.
If you are always checking your phone for text or voicemail, you want to know who it's from. Wink security analyst Rich Kolko has a new warning from the FBI.
You check your text and you see a personal note from a senior government official, or you get a voicemail from a high-ranking politician. In either situation, it has the look or sound of coming from the real person. However, it's probably not, and that's why the FBI has put out the new alert. And these are likely what's called smishing or vishing. These are targeted messages. Smishing is a fake text message, and vishing is a fake voice message. These messages are AI generated and can be pretty convincing. They want you to get you on a different communications app to get your private information and, I hope, your money. You can spot that fake message by verifying the sender through your own means, which means don't use the links that they sent you. Look and listen to the text or voice messages for inconsistencies that still occur using AI. Here's a few tips to protect yourself. Don't share personal information. Never click on the links that you get on your computer or phone. You've heard that before. Avoid downloading unknown material. And don't send money, gift cards, or crypto to people you don't know. Another thing, use two-factor authentication for your accounts. And a good tip, set up a secret word with your family members to confirm their identity. You will get these scam emails or texts. It happens to us all. Do not click, just delete. You can always report it to the FBI's Internet Complaint Center. I'll go ahead and add some links to the alert and to IC3 on winknews.com. Back to you.
Nice, great advice.
Yes, thank you.